going on, everyone? So the San Antonio Spurs have made a trade and ended up landing Kelly Olynyk, which I think is an awesome pickup for them. We'll touch base as to why here in a moment. But according to Shams, the Washington Wizards are trading Kelly Olynyk to the San Antonio Spurs from Alec Branham, Blake Wesley, and a 2026 second-round pick. According to Shams, the second-round pick is the least favorable between the Dallas Mavericks, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, from the Washington Wizards side of things, I mean, they get another asset on top of, the CJ McCollum trade. So this is a trade where the New Orleans Pelicans sent Kelly Olynyk to the Washington Wizards along with CJ McCollum and a future second-round pick. So they received assets in that deal, and now they're just kind of flipping another piece to get some other further assets. So for the Wizards, this makes a ton of sense. For a team like the San Antonio Spurs, Kelly Olynyk is ideal in my opinion, right? The San Antonio Spurs needed, and I mean, you could still kind of argue a little bit, but front court help, right? They needed a guy that could slot in kind of in that 4-5 spot. And I really do think Kelly Olynyk is a perfect example of that. He's a guy that's tough, stretch the floor, score around the rim, make plays. He is a very Spurs-esque type player, right? A very Swiss Army knife type of big man that can make plays out of the post, score around the rim, but also stretch the floor and knock down the three ball. He's 34 years old. He's a veteran that, has been there, seen all kinds of things I think could be good for this young core. But you see them, they added in Luke Kornet. And now you're bringing in a Kelly Olynyk to kind of help solidify that front court rotation. You have Kevin Love that could end up being bought out that, maybe could be another kind of veteran guy in the rotation or just kind of be a key vet guy off the bench. Also, San Antonio Spurs free up another roster spot. So you got to imagine the Spurs are going to have some type of signing, some type of moves here that are going to be continued. Will they continue to make trades, or will they end up, signing some guys through free agency? We will see. But just to keep it focused on Kelly Olynyk for this video, I really like what Kelly Olynyk can bring as far as the versatility. A guy that you can slot in behind a Victor Wembanyama, but also a guy that you could slot in alongside Victor Wembanyama and even a Luke Kornet because of his floor spacing ability. And you're kind of seeing teams load up on the front court depth, right? And to have those different looks that you can throw out there, right? So you can go a Kelly Olynyk and a Victor Wembanyama. You could go a Luke Kornet and a Victor Wembanyama. You could go a Luke Kornet and a Kelly Olynyk, right? Like to be able to throw out multiple big man lineups and kind of get different kind of matchups based on the opponent that you're playing, I do think is very beneficial, right? The best version of a team is the one that can be most chameleon-like. One that could kind of change what it needs to change based on the opponent and matchup, right? If, you're playing a team that, is going small ball, you need to be able to go small. If you're playing a team that can go two bigs, you need to be able to match and go two bigs, right? So this is a guy that gives you that versatility and flexibility as far as the front court depth goes. And then getting a guy that could kind of help some of the younger, inexperienced players kind of develop and grow and work on their games. So bringing in a guy like a Kelly Olynyk, add in the veteran element of it, I do think is a really solid pickup. Branham and Wesley, writing was kind of on the wall with those guys. You kind of knew that those guys weren't going to be around much longer, if at all, right? Just because, again, their Spurs are already flushed in those areas. Those guys are probably never going to get the opportunities and growth that they need, where they get to go to a team like the Wizards, where it's like, okay, well, now we can be the team that gives them those opportunities, right? Let's see what Wesley and Branham can do. Right? Let's give them a season and see if they can kind of take some strides on a team like ours, if given the minutes, given the role, and given the opportunity. So I think this is a great trade for all sides, all parties involved. Again, Washington, they get some young players with, a pick that is just, kind of icing on the cake because they already got the cake earlier. So you got to get some icing on the cake. Whatever they want to do with the young guys is up to them to do, but you turn Kelly Olynyk into something. And then for the San Antonio Spurs, you get a veteran front court depth that can do multiple things out there on the basketball court that, doesn't tie you up and lock you in long term, that just puts you in a very solid position that can kind of help you continue to grow as a team this season going forward. But want to get into kind of what does he bring, right? What can Kelly Olynyk do, right? Because people know, okay, he can stretch the floor, he can do all that. Well, how did he look last season and just, the last few years as far as production-wise go? Well, last year between two teams, between the Toronto Raptors and New Orleans Pelicans, 44 games played, 22 games started, averaged 20.3 minutes per game. He actually averaged more minutes on the Pelicans than Toronto, but 20.3 minutes per game, 6.1 field goal attempts, was 50% from the field. Three-point range was 42% from three-point range on 1.8 attempts, right? He is a career three-attempt guy, 37% for his career. So he's a three-attempt, floor spacing big, get you around 37%. But you look at like I said, this past few years, the last time he shot below 38% was with for a full season, was with Detroit in 2021-22. He shot 39.4% from three-point range, 38.7%, 42.9%, and then 41.8%, right? So, that's pretty good, right? So he's a guy that's had some really good just stretches the last handful of years shooting the three ball, but 2-point range, right? He shot 53.4% from 2-point range on 4.3 attempts, EFG of 56.2%. Free throw shooting. He's a career 80% free throw shooter, but he was 77% on 2.5 attempts between those two teams. Rebounding, he grabbed 5 rebounds, 4.7 if you want to be exact, 3 assists, a steal, half a block, and 8.7 points per game. So again, a guy that come in, just be a solid quality veteran piece that, if given a real role, given a real opportunity, given real minutes, can go get you, in 20 minutes of action, the guy can go get you 8 and 5, dish out a couple assists, knock down a couple threes, just impact the game in a multitude of ways, just give you some toughness, give you some physicality. Right? He is a great quality, just rotation veteran piece that I think, fits in what the Spurs want to do, what the Spurs are looking to do from a team perspective, an organizational standpoint, right? And I just think kind of moves them and inches them closer to that direction that they're heading as far as kind of being at least a competitive team. I don't think anyone's expecting them to win an NBA championship this year, but just that competitive team where it's you're going to have to beat us, right? And have, again, that ability to match up to whatever you need to match up. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.